ShiBella. Welcome to Melissa's Manis and More. Tonight is, I don't know, about 11 o'clock, and I was doing a braid tutorial. I've done one, and I love the braid, but I don't think it gives you all enough contrast. I'm going to show you the braid. It's very pretty. It's for a ballerina mani that I'm planning to do called Sugar Plum Fairy. But I wanted to do one that showed a little bit more contrast. So I've got Chrome It Down, How You Doing, and A World to See. I'm not sure, I don't think any of these are available anymore. So what I want to do is give this one away. I think it looks very celestial. When I found this one and this one, I was like, what do I want to put with it? I need something that's got some sharp contrast. So this is almost the same as this, you know, kind of darker color like this. So now I've used this punch. You don't have to have one. It's you can just cut your strips, and as you see, the reason I say these is I go in and steal from here, but it's just a little two line punch. I think it's actually a corner punch this is what it looks like on top, and it gives you a short one and a long one, and so you can kind of make do. As the strips gets wider, you use the wider part. But without further ado, let's do a braid. Okay, so what I like to do is I start with the lightest color. Make sure I'm in braid. I start with the lightest color as my backdrop. Like that's my first one, and I make it my third color. And I flip it this direction. I like to work on a plastic sleeve, and you'll see why here in just a minute. And yeah, I always say it's like the waltz, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So I'll help you to see how you can know if you're going the right direction, what to look for, so you can see if you've you know, kind of gotten off, or if you need to see if it's laying it the same way. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, so we're gonna start. This is gonna be our first strip, and let's all hope and everything that these strips are still they were all sealed up, all except How You Doing. I did open that one, but other than that, these are all partial sets. So so here we go. We're going to start at the top, and here in just a second you'll see why I like to work on plastic, this plastic sleeve. So we're going to make our first crisscross, and yes, this does remind me of stars. It sure does. Okay, so you can see it's already tacked down. So I've got the braid already in position. I'm going to straighten it just a hair so it's not crooked, so I don't get going crooked, because that's the last thing I want to do. I'm going to try to straighten it up in here. So that's why I like to work on these. They just are super handy. So I'm using the shorter pieces up here at the top. So I'm going to come in with the second color. This is 2, just remember. And you'll see the pattern start to develop. I think on this one it'll show up a whole lot better. So I'm not going to be real chit-chatty about stuff, because I would like to be, but I don't want to get sidetracked myself. So again, the reason I love working on these things is because you can spin it around and get your angle exactly how you want it. You can come back, and you just want to make sure you got enough to cross over, and there's your first one. And you're going to come back and use this one, but you're like, Melissa, that's the background. I know, it's crazy, but it has to be in there or it just won't work. So here we go with the third one. So we went this way and this way. Now this blue is going to follow this one, so you're going to come in and look for that one. It's going to go the opposite direction, and you're going to lay it down right beside it, right there. This one's going to be really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to see if this one's big enough to still cross over the thing here, and then I'll explain. Sometimes I'll have to get a little bit wide or a longer strip here in just a minute. I think so. Okay, so we're starting back over where we left off. So, or where we began, I should say, with strip 1. So, here's where it all comes together. Okay, so the last strip, if you need to feel which way you went last, just run your fingernail up here and you can see you went that way. So you know you've got to go this way, okay? So you're gonna lay this, you're seeing that went that way that time, so it's gotta go this direction. And you want it to follow that one, okay? So it's gone that direction. Now, let's get this one. Let's just go ahead and get a long piece here. I'll rob some out of that big strip here in just a minute. Okay, so here's 2, the waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you look, that went that way. It's got to go this way this time, and it's going to follow the blue. So we look for the blue, and we come in here, and we lay this down right butting up against that light blue strip. And you're like, but you're going over top of stuff. I know, it's crazy, but it works. And it'll be really beautiful when this is done. I think this will be really pretty. So let's go. So, okay, the blue, this light blue went that way. It's got to go this way. It's going to follow, chrome it down, which is this one. We're going to come in here and lay it right across, right up against, chrome it down. My computer light just went off. I don't think it'll make too much difference, but let me bring it back up here. It gives a little bit more light off this monitor here on my desk. Okay, so that went that direction. Okay, so we're starting back up here at chrome it down. And it's really simple. It just, you have to kind of think about what you're doing. So it went this way last time. Which way? This was the strip went that way. This one's going to follow this one. So we're looking. Oops, we're going to see, you can spin this thing around whichever direction you want it to get it to where you want to lay that strip down. You can work with tweezers or your hands. I do both. As I get down further, usually I always end up working with my fingers. So that was that one. Chrome it down. Next comes how you doing. Now, if your nails are short, I recommend only doing like half the strip. You can actually pick it up and see like how far you need to come down. Instead of, I'll do most of the braid, and you can actually get 2 fingers out of it if you can share a strip. I recommend cutting the scissors with the scissors in 2. This is gonna be really pretty. Okay, so I've talked, so I'm gonna have to stop and think. Okay, this went this way this time. It's gotta go this way. And remember, it's following this blue. So here we go, right down beside of this. And I'm gonna put this tutorial on, well, I'm gonna put it on the tutorial list and on my regular playlist. This is really pretty, really pretty. Let's see if this blue will cross over right here. This short piece. Let's see. Yep, it's just gonna, but it will. Okay, so we look in the blue, it went in that direction, and we know that the blue follows chrome it down. So we find chrome it down, and it's going that direction. So we're gonna go that direction. That's a perfect fit. Okay, we're starting back over. Let's chrome it down. You're like, Melissa, you're out of strips. I know, but we'll steal some out of that. Okay, so here we go. We went that direction. Chrome it down went this way, so it's got to go this way. And we know that it follows this beautiful how you doing. And it all looks kind of crazy and all discombobulated right now, but it will be so beautiful when it's over. I can already tell. Okay, and let's see. See if this one will fit across the strip. I think this is the strip most people use on their ring finger, so that's the reason I chose this one to do. Normally I do the one that I use on my middle finger, but I decided to do this one. So, okay, I've been talking. So I used to chrome it down. I'm looking, this one went this way last time, and we know that it follows this. So I come here and I look for this one, and I'm gonna lay it right up beside it if I can. Sometimes, like I say, fingers do better. Most of the time I use the tweezers, but let's see. Gonna feel for it. That was the one I used the short piece on. So yeah, okay, there we go. And if you look, you can see they're going just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So here we go. There we go. I'm making sure I hit record. Maybe I had if I didn't. Okay, so alrighty. So we went that way. There we go. Back again. Here we go. And this one we know follows chrome it down. So we're gonna find that one. Lay it down. Now we're gonna start robbing some strips out of this. And I love that little punch, but it's not necessary. But for me and my arthritic hands, it does come in pretty handy. So I'm gonna steal a strip here, just out of the center where I punch them. It leaves some vacant places to cut, so it works out pretty handy. I don't even know how I came across that punch, to be honest with you, but I'm thankful that I did. Okay, so let's see. Alrighty. So now I've talked and I'm thinking, okay, so I see that my strip went that way. So it's gotta go this way. We know that it goes up against. How you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? It is, I don't know what time. I think I said it was around 11 or 11-ish, somewhere around in there. So I'm going to go in here and just, like I said, your strips don't have to be exactly the same width, just reasonably similar. Not perfect. It is not a perfect thing. So, okay. I just used this. So I'm coming back. I'll look at my strip. How you doing with that way? So I need it to go this way. And I need it to butt up against A World to See, that beautiful light blue, which is our base. There we go. And we're gonna get some World to See here. We probably won't braid too much further. We'll see. A lot of times if I do a braid, I only do it on one hand, and then I'll do something else as my accent finger on the other hand. But you can cut it and you can divide it. You can share a nail if you do it all the way down. We'll see. I don't know if I got enough strips or not. But if I can beg, borrow, and steal from them, we will. Okay, so I need to look and see. Oops, let me make sure I keep them in order. This one's gonna go right beside. You're like, well, why do you have to use that one? Couldn't you skip it? Well, it won't come out right. Not look right if you do. Okay, so I know I can get more chrome it down out of here for sure. Okay, here we go. Now this reminds me of like a very night sky or some sunset or something celestial is what I have in my brain when I see this. Or it's just pretty colors together, whichever way you want to look at it. Also could be very pretty in the summertime. Water, maybe. Okay, so I know I can look at my strip last time and see that it went that direction. And if I look and feel, I can see that went that way. And we know this one follows that. Whoop. So most of the time, if you're just very gentle laying it down before you actually push it down, you can adjust it. So there you go. So I'll try to braid it all the way down. So I may do a spin for this one, this braid, because I can put it in a little sealed up pack. And so if you are a subscriber to my channel, and you don't mind like messaging me on Facebook, if you have Facebook and you sub to the channel, and don't mind sharing your address, I'll send this to you. So you'd have to put in the comments, yes, I want that braid. And then let me think about the details here after I do this. Okay, so that went that way. This is going this way. And you can wow everybody and go in and go, yeah, I made that. You don't have to tell them anybody else made it. Yeah, I made that. I sure did. Because I'm sure that all of y'all can do it. No faith. No faith. No doubt. Oh my gosh. Melissa. I was scared to death to do braids when I very first started. But they're very easy to do. Just takes a little bit of sometimes just sitting in the quiet and just thinking. Or it does for me anyway. So we know this follows, chrome it down. I know some of y'all are probably getting bored. I just want to try and get as many as I can out of this. So, getting down there. I'll try to get a strip right here out of the center. That's why I say I love that little punch. It's just so handy. Getting down to the bare minimum, aren't we? But it's just usually, this is the big thumb, so usually 3 of them will do a full finger braid. Alrighty, so went that way, going back and following how you did. There you go. And let's see, I'm sure at least another one in here. I think this will be wide enough. We shall see. We're getting down to the bottom, so usually it starts narrowing down, so you can use the shorter pieces. Oops, I just broke the strip there, so definitely getting down to the bottom, aren't we? So this will definitely do 2 fingers. If you can share a strip, so that went that way, gotta go this way. If you can share a strip with your finger, on both fingers, then you can apply this one on both fingers. You just apply it, be very gentle, come to the end, cut it, leave enough to fold over. It's a little bit thick, but it's not impossible to do. So we're going to do one last one, and then we're going to do the big reveal. Do the big reveal. So I can't get this one about the same. That's a little bit wide. I don't know why I'm being so picky. It's the last strip. I mean, let's just not worry about it that much, Mel. Alright. So, last strip, drum roll, da-da-da, like on the Christmas Vacation. And of course, this one's going to be like, I'm not coming off. I'm not coming off there because you've had pretty good luck so far on getting these off of here. So these tweezers are, they have a little hook on the end, which makes getting strips off usually pretty easy. And they're actually a blackhead tweezer. But, you know, I mean, I've never used them for that. But you can get them on Amazon if you just search for that. And they come in really handy for stuff like this. Okay, so you can see this is all stuck down. Oh, it's pretty. This one's really pretty. So that's what it looks like on the back. So now I just start coming in here as gentle as I can. You guys know I'm not gentle with anything. I'm the strip ripper. That didn't sound very nice. It's late, or it's not late. It's not late for me, but anyway. It's nighttime anyway. So I take this off, and it looks like a little, it's got a little fuzzy hair do here. And then I take my little scissors. These are just little cuticle scissors I've been using, nothing fancy. And come in and cut this off. And just follow the strip. That's all you want to take off, is what's sticking over there. Oops. And same thing over here. You didn't think I was going to let you see it, did you? Not yet. I gotta get all this little extra boogery hair over here. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, love to subscribe and give this video a like if it's helped you. Braid, if you've enjoyed it, that would help. All right, are y'all ready? I'm excited because I want to see it too. Oh, that is really pretty. Oh my gosh, y'all, that's real pretty. Now see what I'm talking about when I did this one, how the contrast is just not there as much. It would have been pretty if I'd have put a silver, but I used that new Sugar Plum Fairy. So what I usually do is, oh, this is gorgeous, is I normally will take a little one of these, a little cuticle pusher, and just, you know, want to make sure I've got everything. I don't really rub, I just kind of pat it down. And ooh, this is pretty. And there you go, one braid. Let's see if I can get up here close where you can see the contrast, and you can see how everything's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And so yeah, if you can share a nail, share a strip, yeah, you can just cut it in two. I've done that before. So the way that I save it is just like I did with the other one. So I'm going to put this beautiful work of art in here. Chewed my own horn a little bit there, wasn't I? I'm gonna see if I have a little plastic sleeve. They're everywhere, normally sticking to everything I have, but you know, when I'm looking for one, there won't be one available, except this is a big one, but it does matter. Just gonna lay it over top. Turn it over. No. Good grief, Melissa. What is wrong with you? Okay, y'all know, okay, some of y'all don't. Most of y'all know I'm dyslexic. So anything like this like blows my mind. For one reason, Color Street's backwards. And that's what I'm gonna keep looking at, like, why is that backwards? But oh my goodness. Goodness. So here we go. I'm gonna slide it down here. Really, it doesn't have to have that plastic over it, but I'm just gonna put it in there on top of that, just for a little extra. Make sure it's on top of it too as I slide it down in there, because it's not going to be attached because it's a big thumb piece of plastic. And then I'm going to immediately seal it up. Oh, this is so pretty, y'all. This one is really pretty, but I'll let y'all choose, honestly, when this tutorial goes up, which will be hopefully tomorrow, which will be the 21st. I'll let you all choose if you want that one. You can say, well, we'll just spin for this one. So it'd be too hard for me to figure it out. So you just have to put in the comments, yeah, I want the braid. And then I will, let's see, I'll try to get the information from all the people, and well, yeah, if you're subbed and you don't mind messaging me on Facebook and giving me your address, I'll do a short and spin for the winner. So there you go. That's really pretty. That will look pretty with so many things. And this winter looks like a winter mani. So I will let you all go. I hope this helped you, And everybody have a good night, and I will see you all later. Thanks.